Hello, lovelies! I have a fun little project for you today, combining a few of my favorite things: music, my bullet journal, and general artistic license. This is going to be a spread for that song, Beam Me Up Lovely, just to get it down in black and white and mark out the melody and the timing and everything because it's actually, I think, 8 measures and a pickup. So it's officially a ditty and it's been stuck in my head since I wrote it. So I'm making it official and putting it down on paper. I'm marking out my staff lines. Got a little treble clef here and going to put in the key signature. It's in the key of D flat, so B, E, A, D, and G. Fun little trick, if you go back one from the end of those, it tells you the key that you're in, D flat. And right off the bat, already made a mistake, so out comes the whiteout and carry on, no big deal. And I think I forgot to put in the time signature, so I'll have to come back and put that in. Common time, or 4/4. And yeah, lots of triplets. There's the pickup. Beam me up. Lovely. Marking in the little note lines, the stems, and filling those in. There it is, common time. A little C with a line through it, I remembered. Okay. Connecting those lines, and some of the measures are very short and some of them are very long. I mean, time-wise they're all the same, right? But when you're writing music to save on space, sometimes they just end up a little wonky and all over the place. So here we go. If you please. Ooh! This is one of my favorite parts. I used accidental notes, which are half the size of regular notes, to mark ooh, and put a little glissando between the two to kind of indicate about where that should be. And I think it's really funny. I don't know why. I just think it's really funny. Anyway, so I'm writing in chords above the staff lines in the melody instead of including a whole bass line and getting very specific about the piano accompaniment and so on, because I want it to be more of a record. Like the actual song itself is just singing and fun, and then everything else is, just more fun, more goodness on top of it. So I used chords to write that in. And more triplets, lots of tiny little threes written in above, and the chords. Let's see, how far along are we here? Beam me up lovely, if you please. Ooh, look at these. What can I make with this? This part, yeah. This measure, oh my goodness. I wrote it in and decided I didn't like it. And so I whited it out and fixed the spacing because that whole third line is just one measure. One measure, because there are so many words and notes and letters and things all squeezing in there. Finagle. Oh, I love that word. The rhyming in this is kind of funny too, even though it isn't grammatically correct, because it says, beam me up lovely if you please. Ooh, look at these. What can I make with this? Even though I said these, because these doesn't rhyme with bliss, but this rhymes with bliss. Please, these, this, bliss. Songwriting. Did I mention the part about the artistic license? Yeah, one of my favorite things in the world. It's pretty great. Anywho, so try a thing or two, finagle and follow my bliss. This part, oh my goodness. Okay, so I've already mentioned about 100 times that it has a ton of triplets. This triplet, instead of being eighth notes, it's actually quarter notes. So this whole measure right here is just wild. Bliss has a fermata on it, and I counted this out, just tapping my foot, clapping my hands, snapping my fingers so many times until I figured out all I really needed to do was put a fermata on bliss and everything could carry on. I almost wrote this song out so that there was a single measure of 3/4 time and an otherwise perfectly square 4/4 time signature melody. How crazy is that? But I figured it out. I saw the error in my ways and I just put a fermata. Much cleaner, really. And last line. You'll see some of these chords that I've written in have a little I next to them, like G flat major I. It stands for inversion, or more specifically, first inversion. I'll have to make a video about that because it is a fascinating piece of music theory that can really add some interest to songs. And sometimes it's that chord that you just can't seem to figure out because it sounds right, but that bass note in your chord makes a big difference. Little ritardando there at the end, and put the cap to finish it off, and then time to title it. Oh, this is a really great trick that my sister actually taught me to make a simple pen look much fancier, like calligraphy. You leave the upstrokes thin and make the downstrokes thicker, so it kind of looks like you wrote it with a fountain pen, I guess, and just fill it in, and voila, it looks much fancier. I don't know. It works. I kind of love it. I've been doing a lot of it since I started bullet journaling, and so I am just making this one simple, handwritten, and kind of filling in those smaller letters up there to make them a little more uniform and just full. And there it is. Beam me up lovely, my little ditty. I'll see you guys next time.